Hey fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. I didn't exactly go to school in the ways that humans conceive of it. Like when I was conceived myself, I just kind of had the entire knowledge of humanity poured directly into my brain, so it was a pretty easy mock-up. But assuming that I did go to school, there is like one thing during Spirit Week that I see on TikTok a lot, now that I'm almost 10 years removed from that shit, and I'm like, no fair, we never had something like this when I went. It's anything can be a backpack day or some shit, where like kids will just come in with all of their stuff being carried in random objects instead of using a traditional backpack. I remember at the end of high school, I was down to using like just a gym bag and only having folders, so I barely had to carry anything throughout the day. But I wanted to go through some of these because they're very impressive as bits that I just couldn't see myself committing to at the age a lot of these guys are. I want to actually weigh the merits of what these objects actually have as backpacks. This first guy over here, he's just got like, I'm pretty sure that's the hood of a car. It looks like a piece of a car, and honestly, shape-wise, it's pretty convenient. You can fit a lot more stuff in this than your usual gym bag, and it seems like it has a handle. It's just a really wide suitcase. Theoretically, I feel like a lot of these could be a backpack on a normal school day. Like, there's not anything specific enough in the handbook to specifically ban you bringing a fender as your backpack. As long as they're not using it as a weapon, can they like make you leave school and go put it somewhere else before you're allowed to return? Oh, we have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. This has to be so inconvenient to haul around, I'm not gonna lie. I think it says more about your personality and commitment to a series than having a TMNT themed backpack ever would. It doesn't really feel like it's carrying as much shit as a normal backpack could. You'd think with the shell there'd be lots of storage. I forgot which one is the orange one, but like you had to like hack his shell open, man. Do you know how painful that is for turtles? This is not some casual shit you just did. Like, that's fucked up. Genuine fish tank. Okay, this looks like a teacher. He looks like he's dressing up as a student for Spirit Week, and he's like pretending to be one of them. This one I can actually see being kind of good because it reminds me of just a suitcase with wheels when you're at the airport, or like when you're at a hotel and you have like a bunch of stuff, they'll put it on one of those trolleys that you can move around. That's kind of what this feels like to me, and it says a lot about your personality and how much you like fish, I guess. Putting the notebooks and stuff in the water where the fish are does make me laugh though, considering there's like literally a platform right under you could be doing with that shit. And also, what is going on in the classroom back here in these like mahogany ass doors? This one fucking killed me, dude. Just an entire casket. I hope you guys know that coffins are not cheap. Like, you would have need to have this on hand or just have incredibly rich parents to do this for a bit. Either these kids' families run like a morgue, or they just had a death in the family, and before they had put the body in the casket, they were like, hey mom, dad, can I use this for a school day thing? It's taking two people to move this around. I don't know if you guys have ever had to like be a pallbearer on a coffin before, but even without a body in it, those things are fucking heavy. And the way the handles are designed are not very convenient. The fact that they're just leaving the goddamn coffin at the front of the room like as part of class, because you can't reasonably fit this anywhere. These are not bits that I think my school would have ever let the kids get away with. The real question is if like anybody was gonna respect the fact they weren't allowed to though. Like here you have a little horsey. Dude, it's just inconvenient. You have to duck around like walls and so you don't hit your head. The fact that this has like happened more than once though, like this is a different horse than the one the guy was riding the last thing. These are not clips taken from two parts of the same day. Isolated incidents where people brought their horse as like a pack mule for their binders and shit, dude. This one feels a little more manageable because it's a much younger horse. It is shorter than the humans in the class. It's a pony. Much more appropriate for the setting, I think, especially if like it risks kicking people in the nuts. Did they just bring their little brother and they're like, this is my backpack for the day? Bring your kid to work day, but it's like high school and it's not your kid, it's just your snot-nosed little brother who gets away with saying you hurt them no matter what. I feel like this video in particular blew its load a little early because we had a horse, a fish tank, a second horse, a coffin. Everything after that is just feeling a little bit like less of a high effort bit. The skeleton's funny, right? I don't know how you were able to get it lodged in there at all or how you're gonna get your binders out several times throughout the day, but I respect it nonetheless. Okay, there's a good one. The fucking washing machine, dude. And the dishwasher, hell yeah, dude. I kind of like the dishwasher more because there's a bit more dramatics you can pull off and flair you can do when opening it. Washing machine has a window that lets you see into it and like see what's inside. There's a real mystery box aspect when you roll out the fucking dishwasher that's completely opaque to the outside. There could be a body in there and no one would know if they don't smell it. Instead, he just put a normal backpack in there, which, you know what, also a pretty decent bit. I would like anything other than a backpack. Oh, this is a nice fucking school, dude. Look at these goddamn arches. I'm not believing anyone who says this is a public school. Autism be damned, this boy can grill. Look at him, dude. Roll pulling up with this shit. When people pull up with appliances and electronics as their grill, like, is there any chance of these actually working while they roll them around? Honestly, they probably wouldn't be able to get away with, like, bringing a fucking gas canister with them if they're bringing in the grill. I can see they, like, probably put some red on here to make it look like it was hot with coals or some shit, or that's literally their stuff they need for a school day. I'm glad, like, the quality of these wasn't a complete wash after that first one, though. This is actually really practical. You could bring so much stuff with you here, dude. There could be an entire gaming setup inside of that drawer. And, you know, like, decent forearm workout throughout the day if you're really committed to it. But seriously, what is with these fucking schools, dude? Why does this look like the Parthenon? Like, this outside lunch area is raised like 3 stories and has swirling columns to hold them up. And this is a high school? Where is the funding coming from, dude? And, like, what's this big-ass fucking triangle building in the background? It's actually more of a trapezoid, but forgive me. Oh, popcorn machine. Oh, that would be so fire, dude. That would be people's favorite. Just if you were, like, willing to hand out the popcorn to folk. I don't know, like, if this is really a competition sort of thing, but that would have been my favorite throughout the day, because I get something out of it other than just a laugh, which, in fairness, is usually enough. Oh, dude, yeah, if you're, like, getting your backpack just snatched off of you a bunch because you're, like, tiny and really easy to bully as a target, having one of those, like, pool cleaner nets that you could just raise really high in the sky so no one's able to touch them, that would be funny. The fear I would have, though, is that, like, something like a pencil is small enough that it can get through the holes of the net, and it's just gonna fall out and hit one of these people who's looking up at it in awe in the eye. Dude, I just throw myself in the trash can to hide from, like, any fucking teachers who are trying to like me for skipping class. Like, presumably, if you're willing to put your stuff in there and then take it out throughout the school day, you've cleaned up the inside of the basin ahead of time, right? I would be willing to do, like, some solid snake hide under the box stealth shenanigans and, like, just to get out of shit. I also like when in these videos you can tell, like, what the main attraction is supposed to be, but then, like, off to the left you'll just have, like, your own little side stories, like this guy just carrying a normal ass bucket that probably has all his binders in it. I think the main concern I have with a lot of these is that if you're using an alternate backpack that has an open top, I would just be afraid of, like, my shit getting snatched immediately. Like, maybe I'm just fundamentally distrusting of man and I need to work on that personally. Oh, the lawnmower. Honest, is it weird to say that the binders look cozy and nestled in there, like they're well cared for? Cool MTV hoodie, big dog. Somebody brought a ladder, couldn't hold Michael's calculator for his math test. Dude, you know what I'd do? I'd be, like, such a prick about it and bring, like, my Switch with me. This is my backpack. When I'm, like, pressing buttons, it's because, like, this is how I'm taking my notes. Haven't you heard of PictoChat? Wait, no, that's on a fucking DS. God damn it. This is clearly not a traditional backpack, but you're wearing it the same way you would as a backpack. It feels like you had a good concept, and then you just took it back around to, like, being the same thing you do every day. Holy fuck! Wait, I did not figure out what it was for the back. Never mind. This is hard as shit, dude. It's like those dudes who just, like, walk around with gigantic subwoofer speaker systems on their back and start blaring shit. It was bring anything but a backpack to school day. Like, this is completely unpractical, dude. You are not gonna, like, undo the duct tape that you've used to plaster your binder onto the basketball net with every single class period. You do not fool me. This car door one, I'm surprised I haven't seen more. Like, I've thought about the utility of this ever since I saw Captain America use one as a shield in Captain America 1: The First Avenger circa 2011. But the amount of space in, like, the side of the door is really, really underrated, man. Unfortunately, I do have to call this kid a fraud because they are wearing a backpack while saying that they're doing anything but a backpack day. Fake demons, commit and just don't take notes this day, man. And that was the version of this that went viral this year, but this has been going on 4 years. It almost feels like the government-sanctioned version of, like, the devious lick trend. It's like, do not take random shit from school grounds. As a compromise, we will give you 1 day a year where you're allowed to bring some wacky shit to school. The youth yearn for show and tell, man. I don't know why we ever phased that out as a thing that, like, kids did. That could just be the autism in me who just, like, wants to show off the stupid thing that most people couldn't tolerate listening to me talk about. But come on, man, at least make, like, a little club, like, that you can go to during lunchtime. Actually, the show and tell club is a kind of a goated idea. If I was in college, I would try to start that shit. Let's look at a few more from years past. We're probably gonna get a lot of repeats because I think that recent compilation was actually taken from years over time, not just all this year. Kayak, 10 out of 10, not big or inconvenient at all. With no hate in my heart, because I like kayaking. This kid looks like he would fucking go kayaking. Like, I can absolutely believe this is the funniest thing he had on hand to bring to school for anything but a backpack day. Mini shopping cart. Yeah, I think, like, that just works on a practical level. It is objectively made for carrying shit around. I think a normal shopping cart might have been even more efficient. Like, there's a reason it's a stereotype homeless people carry these around. If you were in their position, it's just a good fucking idea. If you have shit that you need to transport around often, a shopping cart is, like, the fucking ideal way. I guess, like, maybe a suitcase case, but like you just don't have as easy of access. So if there's things in there you need like on a regular basis, it's just not going to work out as well. Anyways, that's all I got. That kwytebox email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, peeve off.